Yeah, I'll just start with the microcosmos. Yes. So the microcosmos, the universe which is within us. To, as I said, the scientists say there are 200 billion galaxies out there, apart from our Milky Way. And whereas each one of us have 37 trillions of cells within us. When I say 37 trillions of cells within us, there is a micro universe within each one of us. And also, every single cell has its own intelligence, its way. So, to give you how it has an intelligence is, for an example, our immune system. The immune system is controlled by, or it is the responsibility of, the white blood corpuscles, right? The WBCs. So the WBC, whenever there is a virus, bacteria, or fungus, or anything that comes and interact with us, it is so profound and it knows that it has to go and fight. And also, there is a way in which the white blood cells work. That is, it goes and attacks the fungus or the any other thing, the external foreign entity that is trying to come to our body. It goes and fights it, and also it sacrifices its own self to cure. I mean, in that fight, and then it calls for the reinforcement. Automatically, these are all happening every single moment at, to in our body. Even as we speaking right now, it is happening within us at this moment. So it is a very seamless process. Our body knows and have an intelligence of how to work and react with anything that comes we come in contact with. So that is what I mean by our body, and every single cell has its own intelligence. So with that being said, now we also know that each one of us, or each every cell in our body, renews itself as well. That is, it becomes a new being time to time. Overall, they say that it takes 7 to 10 years to become a new person. Completely, every single cells in our body gets replaced. Of course, there are some cells takes longer than the other cells, but then eventually every single cells get replaced and becomes new. And that's another way to see that we are not the same being 10 years ago. We are completely a new person, literally. Like, every single cell renewed itself and then it becomes a new person. So that is why it is very profound to have an inner universe within us. So if we go into the body, like, if you go deeper and deeper, all we see is the one common element with the outside, that is the whole universe, and inside us is a self in our body. The atoms in our body. So when I say atom, if you go inwards, there are obviously we have cells, I mean organs, and that each organ, again, we are talking about it is made up of uh, cells and molecules. Then we are talking about atoms. And to give you a little more perspective towards the atoms are, in the first class, I mean, the first session that we talked about how the atom is, like, so I given you the comparison that the atom in our body, it is like, the nucleus of the atom. If it is of a peanut, the whole atom will be the size of a football ground, right? That is 100,000 times, which is larger than the nucleus. And what is there in the nucleus is a neutrally charged particle called neutron, as well as the positively charged particle, which we are talking about as a proton, and the electron, which will go around the atom and it disappears, it comes back. And I use this as an analogy to say that deep within us, in every single atom of us, there is a neutral place. That is what we're calling it as a neutron. It is not neither positively charged, not negatively charged. It is neutral, absolutely neutrally charged particle. And the electron, it can be like, if for a ease of convenience that, we can talk about, it is about the challenges that we face in our life. And that goes around and around the atom in all the different directions. Like, you must have seen that a beautiful, the scientific, that the expression, or what you can say, the picture of an atom, right? I mean, the electron will revolve in each and every direction, like the sideways, the vertical, horizontal, and every ways around the nucleus. So likewise, the challenges that we face may come and go. It can disappear in one place and reappear in another place. Like, just like a negatively charged electron is a particle. However, deep within us, there is only one thing that is constant, or the neutral place is the neutron and a proton. So today the exercise was is all about going deeper into that place, which is neither positive nor negative but neutral. And we're going to experience that how to be in that place of very autumn that is within us, and how we can experience the stillness. As you know, the if you take any autumn, that is the most of it, the 99.999 or 0.69996% is emptiness. And there is also stillness within us which already exists. So that is the exercise that we are going to do today. We will go and find out how to be from the place of inner stillness in a very minute autumn within us. So that is an objective of today's exercise itself. So before we go into the exercise as such, so the few more thing which we need to understand is, see, we breathe effortlessly. So sometimes we breathe unconsciously. I mean, it is a autonomous system by itself. We can breathe in, breathe out, and everything that works. And to understand that, we also have to know that how we are connected with each one of us. So towards the entire planet, we all know that the air, the oxygen that we breathe, it is nothing but it is the waste, the byproduct of all the trees. They breathe in at some point in time, they breathe in all the carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. And it's a very oxygen that is what we breathe in, right? So it is a coexistence in a way. And that way we are connected to all the trees, and then we are actually thankful to the whole planet and the green trees, the plants that gives us an oxygen. And the other way which I generally connect is whenever I wanted to illustrate the idea that how two human beings are connected, especially if we are sitting in a same place. I generally ask them to imagine air, that is around us in a different color. So that you can do even right now. Just see that the air around you in a different color, whatever the color you may like, maybe a blue or a purple or a pink. It can be any color that you want to see it as. The moment you see the air around you in that color, you also see that you're breathing in and breathing out. You're inhaling all the air and taking in all the oxygen and exhaling out all the carbon dioxide. That is right here in the air, right in front of us. And the person who's also present with us in the same room, he is also, or he or she, they're also inhaling at the same time. So when they inhale, the whatever we exhale, it is also the some part of it they also inhale. So that way they're also becoming one with things. There is some part of it, there is some part of us, what we exhale, it's becoming a part of them. So that way, we are all connected together. The two people, whatever that one person exhales, the other person inhales. So that way, there is some part of it's a constant exchange. Even in this virtual meeting, right now where we are in. So whatever I say, whatever I we're talking about, there is some element of you that comes to me, right? So whatever the questions, the discussions, and anything that becomes a part of me. That way, I carry some element of you within me throughout my life, as well as when I share something, and if you're taking it, that means that some part of me you are taking in, that is lives inside you for your rest of your life. So that way, whoever we come across in our life, whoever and every single thing, it can be anything, it's not just a human being, they are all becoming part of us. That is the saying which when I was a kid, I used to say that I'm nothing more than a reflection of tens and thousands and millions of people I come across. There is nothing called me. I'm just a reflection. So that way we are all one, and there is oneness amongst us. So let's go into that exercise that we planned for today. For this exercise, we are going to use oxygen as a vessel to travel inside our body, right? So we are going to go deeper. The other day, on the day before yesterday, we went outwards. We let go of the body. It's kind of the out of body experience. And then we went out and then experience and as a free floating spirit, right? A free floating spirit or consciousness We floated above the earth and then experienced the stillness from the space. And then we expanded from the single consciousness. And today exercise, we go inwards. When I say going inwards, we will experience it from to going to the very autumn within our body and see the stillness, the space, the vast space, the 99.999%, which is of emptiness. We're going to witness that. And for that, we need a vehicle. How will we go inside our body, right? So for that, the vehicle is oxygen. So during the exercise, I may invite you to inhale and imagine yourself as an oxygen molecule that you're going inside you, right? So you will imagine yourself as an oxygen. That is your uh, imaginary vessel, like, the vehicle that you are in. And you will go inwards through the nose, obviously go to the lungs, right? The lungs is the place where the all the work that happens. The lungs take care of, like, the breathing and breathe out, as well as it takes in the oxygen and it supplies back to the heart. So the moment you go to the heart, you go and visualize the heart today. And from the heart, you go and join the bloodstream. The technically, the oxygen gets attached to RBCs, red blood corpuscles, RBCs, and then it carried on in the bloodstream. So here, what we are going to do is we will imagine from the heart, we are pumped out into the bloodstream. And the bloodstream, it is like a tree of life, like, it's kind of a river that is uh, like kind of giving energy, nourishing everything on its way, like, the water. So the blood carries to every single organs in our body. That is what we are going to imagine or visualize. And as the oxygen gets carried away into every single cells or every single organs, then it goes into the cells, molecules, then atom. So there comes a place for us to visualize being at the core of an atom. So that is the exercise that we will be doing today. So if you're ready, we can get started with this exercise, and just let me know if you're ready. Yeah, I cannot see you, any of you. So you can say yes, maybe in the chat, then we can get started. All right. All right. Super. Yep. So let's get started with this exercise. So make yourself comfortable in wherever you are, right? Any place, anywhere, wherever you sit, in the chair, on the ground, or you're lying down on the bed, it's absolutely okay. Just make yourself comfortable. That's what more important. So even before you close your eyes, have a gentle glance around you. Just look at the things that is around you. Even if you're inside the room, look at the objects in a soft glance. If you're outside, there is a beautiful place that you can softly glance through the sky, the plants and trees and etc. Just softly glance through it. And now just consciously bring the attention to the breath. Have a couple of deep breaths. Inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. Have a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just consciously focus on your breath. Take a deep breath, and with every single breath, you're going deeper and deeper. You feel that you're sinking in your own cell. You can see that it is becoming more deeper. You're feeling more connected and more still inwards. Take a deep breath. So now it's time to gently close your eyes and just scan your body from head to toe. Look for any kind of a food. If there is any discomfort, gently relax that part of your body. Now it's time to sense, and as you relax, a sense for any kind of a sensation that is feeling you're feeling in your body. If you have any sensation, gently acknowledge that sense. As you acknowledge the physical discomfort and any sensation, now observe what is your state of mind is like. Observe your emotion and feelings within you. It doesn't matter what kind of the quality of a state or emotion or the feeling that you're experiencing. It is all okay. It doesn't matter. Just acknowledge them as they are. Now gently look for the thoughts. As you know, your thoughts may come, thoughts may go. You don't have to have a forceful effect on them or forceful way. They are just like a ripples, as we know. It settles on its own way. Just acknowledge the presence of a thought, and it is okay to have thoughts. As we acknowledged our body and the senses, feelings, and etc. So now it's time to take a inward journey. In the next breath, just the deep breath, imagine yourself as the air that you just breathed right now. Just imagine you are in the vehicle which is filled with oxygen, and you are the breath which is so light and so vital. You are the energy force which nourishes every single cell in the body. And you are the one who just you breathed in. So imagine yourself as a vehicle which is entered through your nose, inhale, and right now you're just traveling towards your lungs. Gently have a look, experience that, the inward journey that you're taking in, going through your nose and through all the ways through towards your lungs. Now you can visualize the lungs and just clearing out all these oxygen and carbon dioxide. Whereas you being a pure oxygen, your lungs allows you to be in the body. Then it just gently sending you towards the heart. At this moment, you're witnessing your own heart. You're witnessing every single beat of your heart. Just imagine and visualize and be there as an element, as an oxygen, witnessing the whole heart. Function of the heartbeat, it is to send the vital energy and the nutrients and nutrients to every single cells in the body. As you witness the heart right now, it's time to take the journey much more deeper and inward. Now you become a part of a bloodstream. You're covered, and then you can imagine and you can see that you're inside the blood vessels and just carried to every single organ. All you can see is the other blood cells, and it's covered in the full red stream of blood. You are a part of it. You're taking the journey inwards to every single organ. As you know, your blood is nothing but a river of life that is within us. It takes the nutrients and the oxygen to every single cell, and you are the one who are experiencing it right now, and in the bloodstream and taking you into every single organ right now. At this moment, you acknowledge that the blood which goes and reach to every other organs. It can be your liver, it can be your kidney, it can be your gut. It is just the blood is giving the life force to everywhere. You're seeing that right now. You're within yourself and witnessing how the energy is given to every single organ within your body. And this is a long trip. It just goes to the mind until the toe, the tip of the toe, the blood flows. And you're just flowing much more deeper and deeper. At this moment, you come to the very end of the cell, like maybe you're the tip of the toe right now, and there is a one single cell which needs your energy, which needs oxygen. Now it's time to go and give the force that you carried so far, that is the oxygen, to that specific cell. Now take and imagine that now we become a part of that cell, and inside the cell, now you see the whole grandeur of an atom. Right now, you're standing or being in the place where the atom, it is so big and immense, like it's so huge, it is incomprehensible, like you cannot even conceive the distance. And now we are taking this journey towards the nucleus. And as I said, it is complete emptiness and stillness is what is between the outer surface to the inner nucleus. As you move towards the inner nucleus, feel the stillness you're around with. It's completely still. It's emptiness. It is nothingness. And there is a stillness. There is a silence. You go further, and now you are at the nucleus of a very atom, very being of your own self. From here, you can witness how powerful you are, like from the very atom of your being. You see that the very creation itself you are witnessing from within an atom in your body. From this place, you also see that there is electron which is going around. It is just disappearing and reappearing all the time. You gently acknowledge the presence of an electron. Though it is negatively charged, it has its own function. The reason for the electron is to keep the balance of an atom. Without an electron, without a proton, without a neutron, there is no stability for an atom. So that way, though you are in a place of neutron, where you are neutral, there is no emotion, there is neither positive or negative, you acknowledge and be grateful for the presence of both positive and negative things in your life. Being in the place of neutron, you acknowledge both the polarities within us, which happens all the time. It can be positive as well as negative. You acknowledge that. Being in the place of neutron, you kind of being still. There is no positive or negativity exists there. Allow yourself to be there in the absolutely place of neutral place of stillness. Just for a minute, enjoy the stillness of the place. Be there. So now, from the very atom of yourself, you know that there is a place within you which is neutral. It doesn't get affected by both the positive or the negative events or situation in your life. It's always calm, and it knows that with the neutron, always there is a proton, which is a positive energy, which is always present together. And you are experiencing all the positive energy at this moment, the part of and which is one with the neutron at this moment. Experience being in the stillness and experiencing all the positive energy right now. As you're experiencing it, acknowledge all the situation, all the circumstances and challenges comes in our life, just like an electron, which comes and goes, which appears and disappears. Acknowledge and be grateful for it. The reason to be grateful is without that, there is no balance. Without electron, there is no need for proton and neutrons. So acknowledge any situation that you may face and come across, and be thankful for the situation which allowed you to be here in the place of stillness. With that acknowledgement, it's time to come out of an atom and come to our own being. Now take a journey towards the outside or outwards from the atom. Come back to the very cell of your being. Come back to a very organ and the very thing that you just nourished. Now it's time to leave the cell and take a journey back to the heart. Again, you be a part of the bloodstream and you're going across and going towards the heart. Enjoy the journey. Be there in the journey. Now you reached back to the heart, and your heart knows now it's time to let you go and let you out. So it sends you back to the lungs. Now you reached your lungs. The lungs also intelligent enough to know that the time to exhale. So with the next out breath, you exhale, you come out into the open air. The big deep exhale, you're just coming out of your own inner self. And now you become a part of the whole air which is around you. With that being the place where you are, now gently bring your focus back to the environment where you are. Just silently observe the sounds around you, a physical sensation. From this place, before you open your eyes, gently take a note of how you're feeling at this moment. Take a snapshot of this experience and take a snapshot of this feeling or the emotion that you witness right now. From here, now it's time to bring back and come back to our own self. So when you're ready, you may open your eyes and come back to this place. So, all right, be gentle, just come back. If you're ready, you may open your eyes. If everyone is back, just let me know. Right. All right. So we are here back again. So I just quickly want to know how was the experience? Like, what did you feel? Are you able to connect with your own self? Are you able to take this journey within? I just like to hear from you. If you're comfortable in sharing, please take a moment to share. All right. So with that, so probably we will end this the practice session. And now I just want to discuss few things like how we can plan the next week that is starting tomorrow. That is with you. And before that, if you have any Q&A or anything that you wanted to ask or you wanted to share, please be open and please be feel free to take this opportunity. Anyone? All right. So with that, before we conclude for the day, I wanted to say that tomorrow we will go a little more deeper in our practice. So when I say a practice, there are two things which are essential. One is knowing what a stillness is and how to be there in the place of being stillness. And the other side is, see, while meditation or any other practice like visualization or other things, we may be able to connect with our inner stillness. However, the challenge is it's not present while we are doing meditation or the practice, but it is after that when the life kicks in every single day, what we feel. So, how do we work towards that is what the objective is. Like yesterday, what we discussed is yesterday we discussed about the different identities that we create for our own self, a different belief systems, or it can be like our attachment to things and our ego, our thoughts, and more than everything, there is another thing is called a definitions that we give to things. It can be anything. It can be for an emotion. It can be a physical thing or a situation. And how do we define it? For an example, even the purest emotion being a love, right? Love as an emotion, it is also like, we try to confuse it with our own definition. That is where even a term love becomes so subjective, right? So it cannot be love, cannot become love or be love or just be love. Instead, our definition changes the meaning of it, right? So that is why sometimes we feel that we are not getting love from the others because it's not just the love, but it is our understanding or our own definition which prevents us. That's create uneasiness within us. So tomorrow, starting tomorrow, probably we will go deeper into every single things. It can be starting from an identity, thoughts, attachment, definitions, and etc. And create an opportunity for us to look into each situation in a very objective way. When I say objective, it is to it's a kind of self inquiry about the thoughts, about our inner experience, our feelings. So that way it will help us to come and understand and be in the place of stillness for a longer duration. So that way we don't have to just do a meditation or some kind of an exercise to go into the place of stillness, but then every moment that we walk in, like every moment we experience, there is an inner stillness we can hold, as well as we can react and do things in the day-to-day life. So that will be the, the overview of what we will be looking over the next 1 week. So if you have any thoughts towards that, if you want to get little more understanding or a clarity, you can always reach out and you can always post on the WhatsApp group. I will do my best to come out and make it clear for you in the best possible way. With that being said, from my side, we can end the day today. And from your side, if you wanted to share or say goodbye as well, you can say that now. And wish you all a great, wonderful day. And thank you so much for making today. All right. So I understand that yesterday was a festival day and most of you are busy and exhausted in a way with filled with happiness. I understand that and I appreciate and acknowledge that as well. So that being said, let's conclude this day 5, right? Today's a day 5, yes. Right? So anyone want to share, you can share or you can leave the session. Tanaji, you want to share
Yes.
something? Yeah.
Sorry, Karthikeyan, I missed the early part of today's session.
No problem,
I
Tanaji.
joined, I joined late because of some problems.
No issues.
But
It's understandable.
it was a quite good session, I think. Can I get that recording of this session?
Yes, Tanaji. So the challenge is I just need to do a little bit of process it because sometimes I'm storing it on my laptop. I need to process it and upload it back to YouTube and share it. So some of you asked, I will do my best to share it today. All those
Okay,
videos.
okay.
All right. Sure.
Thank
And
you.
today,
Have a
by
nice
the way, and I haven't recorded the some part of it. I'm really sorry for that. Right.
day. Okay.
So I forgot to record it. So I will share whatever we recorded. I'll share it.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Yep. All right, everyone. So I understand and thank you so much and have a wonderful day ahead. And with this, we'll end the session today. See you all tomorrow. Thank you.